Welcome back to Wayne's World of Gaming, where we play, collect and talk everything PlayStation. Now, I'm just going to start this week off with apologising. There was no video last Saturday. I've had so much going on with work and things, I just did not find time to do it. A few personal stuff and work and whatever. But I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not quitting. I'm going to start as well by saying we have made another sale for the Silent Hill Fund. So we have sold the Disney Infinity on the Xbox. We paid like 50p for that, and we have sold it for £3. So that's a nice little profit there. So I'll just update the Silent Hill Fund now, and you'll know what we're working with. We are really running out of time now. We've literally got about 4 weeks left to get to our... Well, originally I was saying we need to get £70, but upon looking on my pre-order, it's actually only £59.99. So we need to get to £60. So we're getting pretty close. So we've got to do that in 4 weeks. So fingers crossed we can do that. But here's the updated figures. I'm just going to show you two little pickups first. I've got this, well, I got it last week. And then we're going to run into some news and talk about what's happening in the gaming scene. So the first one I got is Lost Sphere on the PS4. Really like the look of this. A nice like RPG fantasy type game. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. So you discover beautiful lands, restore lost with the power of memory, engage in thrilling battles, utilizing abilities and combos with Volscott's armor, and experience a powerfully immersive, story-driven and by unpredictability. So it reminds me of like an old school Final Fantasy game. So just thought I'd give that a bash. It's only cheap, it's like £6. And I picked up another strategy guide. We've got Resident Evil 6. So that is cool. We now have Resident Evil 1 through 6. So yeah, I've been looking for a Biohazard one. I can't seem to find one. So let me know in the comments if they do a Resident Evil 7 Biohazard and Resident Evil 8 Village, obviously. I found Biohazard ones, but they're only Japanese. I don't know if they do like a PAL or English version one. So let me know if you know about that. There is a Code Veronica one, which I will get at some point. It is just a little pricey at the moment, but we will pick that up at some point. Right, so let's talk about a bit of gaming news. I'm a little bit behind now because I've missed a week, I know. But I just want to talk about Concord. Like, what the hell happened there? My previous week, I said that it was a flop and, people wasn't online. It literally sold like 25,000 copies. And then a week later, Sony just announced that they're taking it off all servers and they're refunding everyone their money back. So little old me, I thought in my head, would having a copy of Concord be a worthwhile investment for the future? Because you hear about it, games that have been delisted and stuff always go up in value. And that's if there's been a lot of copies and they've been delisted. So there's still a fair amount of copies out there. Well, Concord was only released for a week. And it sold 25,000 copies. I'm assuming a lot of them were digital because that seems to be the trend at the minute. So how many physical copies are out there in the world? So if you owned one of those, would it be worth money? So it got me thinking, do I pick one up? So I ordered one. They had them for sale still. They were stopping it on September the 6th, which was the Friday. I ordered it on the Wednesday from Asda's. Within 24 hours, I had a notification to say my order was cancelled. Bit annoyed, so I reordered. It said if you would like to reorder. So I reordered, and I didn't hear any more. But it was cancelled. It cancelled again. So they cancelled both my orders, and then you couldn't get a copy for love nor money. But then in come all the scalpers as such, or people who I was just going to do the same. Copies started flying up on eBay for 150 quid and stuff. So I did miss a bit of a trick there. I wasn't really going to sell it. I was just going to keep it and see if it like matured in like 10-20 years. Obviously you can't play it if the servers are down. It's online only. So but then there's talk they may bring it back, who knows. But yeah, kind of missed the boat on that one. But I've never heard of them just completely closing down a game and refunding everyone, especially within a week. So that is nuts. But my biggest thing I want to talk about is the announcement of the PS5 Pro. You've all heard it. I was going to do a video on it, but I thought, well, it was released. I just shared the trailer. Everyone just banged out videos about it. I thought, what's the point? Everyone said everything. But I've had a few messages. Wayne, you're a big PlayStation guy. You collect everything PlayStation. Are you going to get one? I've been all for PS5 Pro. I think it's something that we needed. Well, not so much needed, but just think it's a good progression. And I've always said I'm going to get one. They dropped the showcase, which was 9 minutes long. 5 minutes of it was probably PlayStation 5 and 4 minutes was PlayStation 5 Pro. Was it a good showcase or presentation? No, it was not. So anyway, I was having a chat with Jordan about it. Jordan says it's not worth the money. And then I was kind of arguing in Sony's defense, well, saying, you know, these components cost money. If you bought a PC that did similar sort of things, you'd probably be looking at £1,000, maybe a little bit more. So it's cheaper than that. You know, if you want a high-end PC, you're talking thousands. Obviously, a PS5 Pro isn't going to perform as well as a high-end PC. So we're kind of in mid-ground. So I'd say around £1,000 PC. I don't know a lot about PC, so I could be wrong. But I think a £700 PC against a £700 PS5 Pro, the Pro's going to be better. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to get one. But I've been thinking, I've watched the presentation again and again and again. I've read reviews, well, not reviews, but people's thoughts. And I kind of changed my mind. Now, the biggest thing for me is the disc drive issue. So you're paying £700 for this console, which I wouldn't mind, but then you have to buy the disc drive separately. So that's going to push you up to around the £800 mark. And then they fuck you over with a stand. So you've got to pay for a stand separate, which isn't a great deal to me. Mine's flat at the moment anyway. But I just think they're trying to piss people off, really. They're trying to drag every pound out of you, every penny. So, yeah, I'm kind of... It is just a functionality, you know. Like, I've got physical games. I would have to buy one because I do have a big digital library, but it's not what I want. I want a physical library, so I would have to get one. So I'd be looking around £800. Now, if you look at these things side by side, can you see a difference? Yes, the PS5 Pro is crisper, slightly better graphics, and you can see the frame rates are better. But that's side by side. If you played one and then played the other, would you really notice a difference? Now, the crispness and things they're showing off is Ratchet and Clank. It's in the background. The Last of Us is in the background. Very good. It's nice. But when you're playing a game, do you look at the background? When I was playing Ratchet and Clank, I was looking at Ratchet trying to dodge and shoot things. When I was playing The Last of Us as Ellie or Joel or whatever, or Abby in Last of Us 2, I wasn't concerned about the distance things. I was more concerned with what was up close and my functionality in the game. Would the frame rate benefit? Yes. Like, I've just played Black Myth Wukong. I think that would benefit with the frame rate. I have played that in performance mode because... And I'm struggling... Not struggling, but there are a few stutters in performance mode. So if I played that in graphic fidelity mode, it would probably be a mess. So, could we do with it? Yes. But can you still play these games? Yes. And I don't think the PS5 has been pushed to its full potential yet. It's been out 4 years. We're halfway through its life cycle. It's probably only been the last 6 months, maybe a year, that they've been bringing out PS5 exclusives. Everything else has had to be backward compatible with the PS4. So it's kind of been bottlenecking and strangling games. So they've had to make it so it'll run on a PS4 as well. Whereas going forward, if they could push everything that'll run on a PS5, you still don't hear the PS5 fan go, for fuck's sake. So it's not struggling, is it, with anything? So I think they should be pushing the PS5 to its limits a little bit more. And the biggest issue with me was not every game is going to get advanced. So I think there's 50 at the moment, which have been announced, that are going to get advanced. And they haven't showed any new games. So they're showing this new console to show me, oh, well, you can play Ratchet and Clank now at 60 FPS with better graphics. Will I go back and play Ratchet and Clank? Probably not. I got such a backlog, I want to keep moving on. Whereas if they said the whole PS5 catalogue was now, could be upgraded, I'd probably do it, because going forward every PS5 game I play will be upgraded, but it's not. So for instance, I'm going to be playing, I don't know, Tormented Souls. That's not going to be upgraded. So what is the purpose of me having a PS5 Pro? PS5 Pro. What is the purpose of me having that? Obviously, new releases will be, you know, all made for the PS5 Pro, but are you missing out that much? So I kind of think I'm on the no side now. I was on the yes side, but I am on the no side. So let me know what you think. I know I was going to buy one just for the channel to do an unboxing and this, that, and the other. But would I use... Well, obviously I'd use it if I had it then. But it's like, I don't need it. My channel's been demonetized, so I'm not going to make any money off it. And even if I did, my videos don't make that much money. So I'd spend £800. My video would make me £3. I'm £797 out of pocket for something I don't really need. So I think I'll either pick one up in a few years when the price drops, or I'm just going to wait for the PS6. So that's my 10 cents on that. So let me know what you guys think. Will you be picking one up? Will you not? And another thing that bugged me, it's a Pro console. Why doesn't it have the Pro controller? Like, I use the DualSense Edge. I love that controller. I think it's such an upgrade over the... whatever the normal one's called. What's it called? It's just the DualSense, isn't it? Yeah, the PS5 DualSense. I think it's such a massive upgrade over that. For that price, they could have thrown one in the box, you know. But... hey ho, that's it. So that's my 10 cents on the PS5 Pro. Let me know if you're going to pick one up or if we should all boycott it, because this digital shit is getting out of hand and we all want physical, don't we? Now, I got a gift. I have opened it because I did have it last week, and it's a gift off Ed. So thank you, Ed. You have moved to Thailand. He has left the country. He's absconded. I am doing a special live stream for him, which I was supposed to have done the week before last. But on the night of that, I had a power cut, so I couldn't do it. And I've been bogged down, so we will get it. But he's actually bought me some decals for my PS5. And they are the classic PlayStation ones. So, and I get these fitted at some point, and I will show you in a future video. But how sick is this going to look? A PS5 looking like the original PS1. So, thank you for that, Ed. That is awesome. And then we're going to move on to another pickup I got. This was a pre-order, and it is the Astrobot controller. Now, that thing is sexy. I made a deal with myself. I'm going to buy every limited edition PS5 controller now. Purely because I got the Hogwarts one, I got the God of War one, I missed the LeBron James one, and I was on the fence with the Spider-Man one. And I wasn't really cash flush at the time. I was like, oh, do I want to spend 60, 70 quid on a controller? And I wish I did, because the price just went boom. So I will pick one up at some point. Hopefully the price will level off or drop down again. I don't mind paying £100 for a boxed one, but 150 is a bit much for me. So yeah, I thought everyone that comes out now, I'm going to be getting this. I didn't get the Concord one because I thought it looked a bit shit. But that's probably going to go up in price as well. But yeah, we got the Astrobot one, which I think looks pretty sick. Let me know if you pick one of these up and how you're finding it. And we're going to go on now to the main title of the video. The Rarest Sub-set on the PS4. Now, when you think of Rare, you're all probably thinking of things like Godzilla and the Pooh game. I can't remember what it's called. I'll put it up here. You know, expensive titles. Now, I'm not talking about expensive titles. I'm talking about Rare. Now, I think it was about 6 months ago. I was looking around and I seen this game and it had this nice sleeve. And I thought, oh, that's nice. Forgot all about it. And then I seen someone post on Facebook. They were selling like 8 of these games and they all had their own sleeves. So that's pretty cool. So I went online. I found out there's a set of these games and there's 10 to collect. So I was like, right, I'm going to buy them at some point. I'm going to get that full collection. Nick Long then, he chucked a photo in a group. He went to CX and got a few pickups, and he got a pickup and it had one of these sleeves on. He paid £8 for this game with the sleeve. I was like, oh, I forgot about that. I really want to collect that set. So I've started digging anyway. Flipping hard to find. And the set I'm talking about is the only on PlayStation set. So I'll put a photo up here. Now, you're all probably thinking, well, those games aren't expensive. You're right. You could get Uncharted 4 for £5. God of War's like £8. They're all low-priced games. I think the most expensive one is probably Wipeout or something, which is like 20 quid. But to get them with the sleeves is nigh on, not impossible, but they're really hard. And if you do find them, like on eBay, you're getting prices like this. And this, it's just mental. People know they're hard to get. And I know, like, people say, well, they're not rare games. They're not rare games, but the sleeves seem to be quite rare. I could type in Godzilla on PS4 and get more results than I can Bloodborne only on PlayStation sleeve. It's crazy. Or, like, the one I can't find at the minute is The Last Guardian. Shadow of Colossus is quite hard to find as well. I am finding the easier ones to find are Spider-Man, God of War, Uncharted and things like that. Ratchet and Clank is quite hard. Dave Chunga, shout out to Dave, he put in the Discord, he said, oh, Wayne, this is one of those sleeves you want, isn't it? It was the Ratchet and Clank one, and it was like 4 or 5 quid. I was like, fuck, I'm going to buy that now. I went on it, it was gone. Out of here, lights out, someone jumped straight on it. The cheapest one I could find on eBay then was 50 quid. 50 quid for a £5 or £6 game. Well, I think Ratchet and Clank's a little bit more than that, but still, absolutely nuts. So, down in the comments, is this the rarest set, like subset on the PS4? I know there's rare games, but I'm not talking about expensive. I'm talking about trying to find them. Like, trying to find a full set of this is going to take me a while. I'm not going to lie. But I have managed to get some. So, what I come across was a guy, he had 3 for sale on eBay, and it was just the sleeves. It was an auction, it was bidding, and I left it to the last 10 minutes, and nobody had bid on it. So I chucked, the starting bid was 20 quid. I chucked 20 quid in and no one else bid on it, so I won. The reason I bid on it, I already had the games. So, yeah, I'm over the moon with that. So for 20 quid, I've managed to get 3. So you're looking around £6.50 each. I already had the games. So those games are, now these are easy ones to pick up. God of War. But what you do need to get as well, they do need it, for it to be how it came out the factory, they need to be PlayStation hits. So we've got the God of War, Uncharted 4. Now this is complete as well. Well, of course they're all complete. Uncharted 4. What I like about them, they got a really nice. Can you see the shine on them as well? They're like all even the back. They're like embossed then or engraved. They're raised then. That's the word I'm looking for. And I have got Spider-Man. So these are the easier ones to find. Like I said, these are pretty easy. Like you could probably, like what I've seen, the Spider-Man sleeves and stuff, you could pick these up for like 11, 12 quid. God of War ones, they seem to be going over between 15 and 20 pound. I haven't seen one of these sleeves on their own. But that's just the sleeves, man. That's without the games. And these are cheap games. But if you want them with sleeves, you're talking 20, 25 pound a game. These, some people are asking 30, but they are hard to find. And then I have got one more, which is Ratchet and Clank. Now, I didn't pay £50 for this. I managed to get it in a nice little deal. So, yeah, PlayStation hits again. It was £18. Well, he wanted, was it auction or something? I made an offer anyway, and he accepted. So I got it for 18 quid. So that is a nice start now. I have been meaning to start this subset probably 6 months. I've actively been searching 3 to 4 weeks. Laura's been helping me as well. Every time we go to CEX, we are looking for these sleeves because obviously CEX sell them at normal game price. So that's where Nick got his from. £8 he paid for that. So at the minute, I'm about 38 quid in, which I don't think is bad for the 4 of them. But there are 10 to collect. So I'll do what I did with the Lego thing. I will print off the photo and mark them off as I go. But we are 4 in so far out of 10. It's either going to be expensive or I'm just going to really have to bide my time and keep. I've saved the search for all of the games on Vinted, and I've like saved the search as newly listed. So every time I type in my search, it'll come up with these games, and it tells me a number. So like they might have 4 next to God of War, which means 4 have been uploaded since my last search. So I can just quickly check them out. So I am trying to keep on the ball with these, but we have got 4 with these. So let me know, is there anything rare? Like, I'm not talking expensive. I all know that some games are expensive, but it doesn't necessarily mean they're rare, does it? So, you know, some games are just really hard to find. I'm sure there's some FIFAs out there that are really hard to find and they're worthless. So let me know, A, are you collecting that set? B, have you completed that set? And C, how did you find it, trying to find them? Because I'm really finding it difficult. Like The Last Guardian, I cannot find a single copy. I can find one copy of Shadow of the Colossus, but it's like 80 quid. I might be able to find two actually, but you're talking 40, 50 quid minimum. I'm not paying that, I'm sorry. So I'm going to have to keep my eyes peeled for auctions again, or just keep looking for a cheap one, or someone who doesn't know what they got kind of thing. They're just selling the game and it happens to have the sleeve. So that is that. The beauty is as well, like The Last of Us I've already got, so if I can pick up a sleeve cheap enough, that's great. I do have The Last Guardian and Shadow of the Colossus, but I won't be able to pick up the sleeves for those because mine are steelbooks, so I will need to get the full games for those. Wipeout I don't own, so I will need to get the full game of that. I'm trying to think what else there is. Bloodborne I don't own, so I'll need to get the full game of that. So there's 6 left. I'll need to get Bloodborne, Wipeout. I will need to get Shadow of the Colossus and The Last Guardian. There's 2 more. I cannot think what they are. Last of Us, I'll just need the sleeve. Can't remember what the other one is, but you'll see on the photos what other ones I need. Oh, Horizon Zero Dawn, which I don't own the game of that either, so I will have to get that. I have found a sleeve for sale on Vinted for £15. I offered him a tenner, he declined. I have then offered him £12, he's declined, but that's 15 quid. I will obviously have to buy the game as well, which is around a £5. So you're looking 20 quid. With buyer protection and stuff, it'll probably go about 22 quid. But then there's one for sale on eBay, which is sealed for 25. So I may see if I can get an offer in on that and maybe get that a little bit cheaper. I wouldn't mind paying 20 quid for that if it was sealed. But we'll see. Money's tight at the minute. As you all know, I can't go out splurging. So it's something to work on. And that's that for this week, folks. That's my little vlog for the week. What's been going on, what I've bought, my collecting, what I'm going to be collecting, a little bit of gaming news. So I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I try and pump out a bit more content now, of more like game reviews and game playthroughs and stuff like that. Like I said, I'm not really going to be collecting as hard as I was, so I do need to figure out other content. So I'll see you all on the next one anyway. So take care of yourselves, stay safe, game on.
Big respect to the gamer, name of Wayne. In his world PlayStation reigns the same, and he's got love for the levels, high score or not. But for now, he'll show you why his collection's hot. Wayne's